All right, today guys, we're gonna get a little yoga in, just something really nice and simple, okay? I've been really focusing on doing a lot of restorative yoga because if you aren't feeling like yourself and your body's all achy, you won't want to go out and exercise. So this is a little bit of a restorative flow. So we're gonna start in tree, nice and tall, reach, sway side to side, get your spinal fluid going, extend. We're gonna go all the way down. Kind of hang out here for a couple breaths. The goal is to get your chest on your thighs, but the first time it usually doesn't happen right away. We're gonna come to a halfway lift, keeping your spine straight. Deep breath here. Don't put your hands on your knees. If you want to put them on your shins or your thighs, that's fine, but we want to protect our joints, so we don't want to put them on our knees. Think about reaching your spine as long out as you can here, hinging from the waist. Big breath in and back down to forward fold. You should feel yourself getting a little closer to getting your chest onto your thighs. It might not be automatic. It might take a while. All the way back up to tree. We're going to do this a couple more times, okay? Big swan dive down, reaching to the floor, lowering ourselves. If you want to ragdoll side to side a little bit here, that usually feels good. Halfway lift, hands on your thighs or calves. I prefer thighs because I feel like I can reach my spine out longer when I have my hands on my thighs. When they're on my calf, I feel like I'm overextended here. Big breath in and back down, side to side, ragdoll it out. With every exhale, try and get your chest closer to your thighs. And back up, nice and tall. Let's stretch it out side to side. I'm start to become really aware of your side body here. All right, another swan dive back down, flat back, reaching and rounding here. Try and kind of hang, let your head hang. I have a really hard time relaxing my head here. Try and relax your shoulders, your middle back, and your upper back, all the way down to your lower back. Halfway lift, think about getting your spine as flat as you can, getting your head reaching forward here. Couple big breaths, and back down. From here, let's get a couple sways in, some ragdoll, relax your head, and back up. Awesome, and now let's make our way down to the floor. All right, now that we're on the ground, nice and seated, we're going to raise our arms up. We're going to take our right hand and grab our left wrist, and then we're going to pull to the right. Just nice and easy here. You're going to feel a nice good stretch right here in your lat. Try and make sure your posture's good. Don't be slouching while you do this. You got to make sure your posture's good. Deep breath. Go ahead and release out of that. Give your shoulders a nice easy roll. Back up. Left hand grabs right wrist, pull to the left. Nice and gentle, don't be yanking on your arms, pulling it out of its socket or anything crazy. Just a nice gentle pull. Deep breaths here. Nice work. All right, we're going to clasp our hands behind our back, right here, and we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades together. Chest big, looking kind of upward. If you can pull your hands off of your back, go ahead and do so. If you feel like that's not enough of a stretch, go ahead and lean forward into it. It's important though, if your hands aren't coming off of your back, don't try and lean forward because it's just going to make your elbows go out wider. So, like step 1 would be right here. Step 2 would be out. Step 3 would be down and out. Hold this for a couple big breaths. All right, and release. Kind of let your neck hang out here. We're going to bring our arms up. Now, this one seems really simple, but it is so good for your rotator cuffs. All we're going to do is we're going to take our hands, turn them to the back of the room, and then try and tap our shoulder blades. And back up. And down. Try and not let your elbows move. And back up. And tap. See how low you can get without your elbow moving. If you can't tell, this arm, my left arm, has a lot more flexibility in it than my right arm, where you can see my right arm just starts to like shake and do weird things right here. So we're going to do a couple more of these. You should feel it in your shoulder rotator cuffs and through your chest. This isn't like a tricep extension. This is much more of a rotation and to try and get your hands. So like a tricep extension would be hands aren't rotating, they're just stationary. Here we're trying to get that external rotation of our shoulder blade, or our shoulders, and then lower them down. And back up. All right, and now my shoulders are tired. Shake it out. Get a good couple breaths here, and we're gonna move on into our cat-cows. So we're gonna lower hands below shoulders, knees below hips. Start with a flat back. As you inhale, so as you take air in, you're gonna let your stomach sag, and you're gonna try and fill it with air. And as you let your air out, you're going to round your spine, try and reach it all the way to the ceiling. And go with your own breath here. Doesn't need to be fast. My dog is just wanting to cuddle right now, if you can't tell. Start to reach side to side. You can put a little sway in it. As you fill your head, as you fill your stomach with, or your lungs, you fill your lungs with air. Look up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, look down at your knees. Awesome. Now we're going to sit back, take a couple big breaths, and we're going to go into child's pose next. Alright, so we're going to lower down into child's pose. Big toes together, knees out wide, chest tall, sitting back onto your heels. We're going to go up, raise ourselves forward. Think about driving your forehead to the mat and extending with your arms, pushing through. We're going to hang out here for about 3 to 5 breaths. Here, slowly raise out of it. We're going to bring our knees together. We're going to do a very similar one, but instead of our arms reaching out, we're going to have our palms facing up, elbows and knees in line, and we're just going to slowly lower here. If you feel like this is uncomfortable for your head, you can stack and lay your head down on your hands. Somehow, whichever feels comfortable. Just making sure that this is in line here. 3 to 5 breaths, really big. You're going to feel this one a lot into your hip flexors and lower spine. All right, palms turn down. Make your way onto your stomach. Here, we're going to take a second and go over some butterfly. Ooh, let's push up into cobra real quick. This just feels good. This is not part of my flow. I did not plan it, but it feels good. All right, bring ourselves back down. We're going to bring our arms back, and we are going to be doing our butterfly arms just for a minute. Butterfly recovery. You can lay your head on the mat or to one side or the other, whatever feels comfortable. Just nice and easy. Full extension back and forward. You might notice some clicking here in your shoulders. Not to worry, your arms are just not used to this motion. It's been a minute. All right, pressing here. We're going to move forward and work into our T-pose. So one arm out. We're going to lift, whichever way we're looking, we're going to lift that same side leg and swing it over. A couple big breaths. Other side, switch directions, other leg. Julie, get out of here. If you want more of a stretch, bring your foot closer to your bottom. If you'd like less of a stretch, extend your leg a little less close to you. Starting to go with your own breath. Try and make it a little bit more of a dynamic movement. Awesome. Come back to center. We're going to put our elbows almost like we're in a plank, but we're not going to lift up. We're going to bring our feet and turn into the side. We're going to bring our feet up and we're going to rotate them out and over. If you can lift your hips off the ground, awesome. This is great for our hip flexors and working that external rotation and internal rotation of our hips. You breaststrokers will love this one. You might find out that you're really tight in your hips because you work a lot of this motion right here. Ouch. So opening and closing. You might feel like it might be really easy for you to go outward, but really difficult for you to bring that foot back inward. Or opposite. Just kind of feeling some rotation here, some big breaths. We're going to pull back into child's pose, couple more big breaths, and that is it. We are done. It's not supposed to feel like a crazy big workout, but we're just going to work our way all the way through our spine and through our body to just feel nice and relax and pay attention to all the parts of our body that we need to. All right, guys. Stay healthy. Can't wait to see you guys all soon. Bye.